Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wild Things Found Online. I am Vokal the Slug Cat, and we are back. Our girl Big Toph dropped another live stream on us last night. I do apologize. My allergies are like in overdrive today, so I might sound a little stuffy. But that's not going to stop me from putting out some putting out this video for y'all. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what Big Toph is talking about today.
Let me see if I can fix it, because my tripod is broken, so now it's leaning. Oh, no, that's not what we want. I need to, like, hey, and then when it's
Hey,
like
what's
that,
up, Toph?
it's not being charged. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to, like, fix this, and then it's really close. Why does it only work? And then see, it's not aimed towards me. Hold on. What size am I? Oh, what are you talking about? What size? No, I don't. Put your Cash App, I want to send money. I don't have a Cash App, I have PayPal. My PayPal me is linked in my Beacon's link because they took my Cash App away. They
Girl,
said some
ain't nobody trying to send you no money. It is not deserved.
investment thing, and they said that was not allowed, which I don't have an investment account, so I really don't. Are you outside living? If I was living outside, then you would know. Literally saying do not send money is weird. So I'm just trying to, the place that I'm at, really, to be honest with you, I won't, well, you don't have to send money if you don't want to. That's the thing, guys.
Don't worry.
Either. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm very respectful, but to make jokes
You're
like
not.
that is not okay. Seriously, do not joke. The truck's deceased today, but there probably isn't. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I need to get my own place and get out of where I'm at, because I can't really talk about things. But my mom's doing all right. We're just trying to get a place. I don't know. She had a care coordinator, and I guess her care coordinator told her that she couldn't really help her. And I'm like, well, what does she really help her? Because that was a waste of time to go over there and tell her that she couldn't help her with anything. Dead ends everywhere, and I'm just getting frustrated. I just want to.
Oh, well, I wonder why, Tophia. Could it be because you're not doing any of the things you are supposed to be doing to actually move this along and get out of the shelter? I mean, again, like, why would they give you a house or an apartment even when you don't have any way to maintain it? You don't have any reliable income to even pay the basic bills for the place. Stupid.
Place. And I'm like high-key, low-key depressed and upset. So things are going on, and I don't know. It's just frustrating. Do you visit her? No. Hold on, let me fix this.
Yeah, we know you don't visit your mom.
Someone was like, you could go to these free events where you can't go see your mom. First of all, the free events are not outside of Albuquerque. So any free event I go to, I have transportation because it's a free bus. And the bus does not go all the way to where my mom's at. Some people literally just lack common sense. It's outside of Albuquerque.
Look here, Tophia, even if it is true, because I did a little bit of digging yesterday to try to determine the distance between the supposed shelters. And I mean, it's kind of, there's a nice little drive. I'll say that. But, dude, like, you can catch the little school bus thing out there for the free ski, and then you could catch an Uber back. You're just making excuses.
The only way to get there, there is no way back, because there is not a bus that brings you back. It's not a public bus. It's a school bus that takes people out there. And then once you go there, that means you're going to stay there and you're not coming back. So I cannot take the school bus there and then have no way back. That just doesn't make sense. So for me, I'm trying to get whatever I need to get the income so I can at least rent this place, because...
How?
Ooh, is that an actual old hearse? Somebody's driving an old hearse. That's cool. When I saw Celestina bought a hearse, Celestina Spooky Boo, when she bought that hearse, I don't know why. I thought it was cool. I don't know. I think hearses are cool. Yes, I am, but I can't really talk about that, so. You are a virgin. I think I've seen those at the car meets. That's how that was that hearse. Anyways, I have a lot going on personally, and to be honest with you, there's some stuff going on, and I just need a new change of environment. So I need to just really get me and my mom a place, because it's not, I don't know. I'm going to try to work on getting the money so I can go rent a place. There's some stuff going on, but I need to work on getting a car too. So, you know.
Just a bunch of things that will never happen, because we know what Tophia's idea of work is. That just means she's going to try to find some other easy ass method to make money online. She'll never get a job.
You know what, Megamind? Maybe hitting your big toe on a rock would help. I don't know why people suggest getting a job, because that's the dumbest thing to suggest to someone who's already thought that. That's
Tophia, you do not already have a job. You literally got kicked out of the creator fund. The main chunk of money that was coming from TikTok, you're not even getting that anymore. What are you talking about?
probably people's first choice is not thinking to go get a job. I don't know what is going on with people. To me, it's so crazy to suggest something that somebody's probably already thought of. That's a good one. I never thought of going to get a job.
Well, stop thinking about it and just do it. Get your Nikes on, man.
I don't know. I guess I don't really have a job. That's why I'm not getting paid from Temu. I guess that's...
You're not. What do you mean? You've been waiting on that Temu check for well over 6 months now. It's not coming. You've had to remake the video like twice. Even if you do get it, that's a one-time payment. That is not consistent. Big dum-dum.
It's just fake monopoly money, I guess.
It is, essentially.
That's crazy. Why would I go get a job so the people at the job could get harassed and then I get fired? That does not make sense. Some people need to use their brain.
Why would people harass the other people at your job? That you're just grasping at straws at this point, man. Is that a new excuse on the battle pass? I think it is.
Hello? Do you think getting a job is going to stop people from harassing me? No. And if you say that, you're lying. You just want a reason so that way when I get a job, you can say I got fired for bad hygiene, and then that's not the case.
Well, make sure you smell good when you go to the new job so you don't get fired for bad hygiene. We'll start there. And B, like, why do you always automatically assume you're going to get fired or be harassed? Like, A, you don't have to tell anyone where you work. Hell, you don't even have to tell us that you got a job. But you could just start doing shit. You know what I'm saying? The signs would be there. You know what I'm saying? But just assuming that you'll get harassed, and I'm sure there will be a few people that try to mess with you and stuff, but it's like your job is not going to care about that for the most part. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, that's all that really matters.
I didn't get fired for bad hygiene. I got fired for something else, but you don't make any excuse in the book saying it's your fault because of your digital.
Oh, the piece of cheese. That's right.
I'm not a dummy. I'm just not going to let people get the upper hand anymore, and I'm tired of it. Telling someone in this economy to go work for pennies is crazy. I'm not going to go work for little.
Tophia, your work on TikTok is the fundamental definition of working for pennies. You're thanking people for gifts that are worth like 2 cents and shit. Like, what are you talking about? Just ridiculous, man.
To no money, because what? You want me to go work for nothing? Not even make a living wage? And I'm standing 8 hours a day. I would rather make my money and help other people out and help the people that
you would
are most
never
help
anyone else
and enjoy life and eventually build up a business where I don't have to be online. And then when I don't have to be online, do you want to know what'll be the best thing? Is getting rid of social media so I can have my freedom. So I can.
You're so full of shit. You're addicted to social media. I feel like Tophia is going to be one of those people that are perpetually online until old age. I mean, all the signs are already there. Like, don't try to bullshit us, Toph.
That's what I want to do. I don't want to be stuck to social media. I can't go anywhere without someone lifting up a phone, a camera trying to record me. I want to lead a private life and just enjoy it with the people I really care about and fix things and work on things and have my own business. That's that. You know what I mean?
You keep saying that, but here you are still on social media. It's like you could literally deactivate and log off at any time. You don't have to keep going live because, I mean, you're barely making any money going live as it is. So it's you're essentially working for pennies right now. Just the logic just doesn't track. It all just stems back to you being lazy, man. That's that's literally all it is at the end of the day.
I just don't want. I want to have a stable income.
How?
I just don't. I saw commissions is all right because my dad's done commission jobs, but I really don't like commission jobs. His commissions is commissions based on what you sell.
Exactly.
I'm not that good of a seller. My dad is, though.
We know.
He's good.
Oh, we know you're not a good seller based on the last couple of Temu ads you've tried to make. Just terrible. Tophia could never be a salesperson.
At those commission jobs. Sorry, I just clean all the cars because it's Friday. Friday is the cruise date, and they all go to Sonic. I don't know if Sonic's still. If they all go, the people care about you, then it's your elderly mother you don't care for. If I said I'm trying to get a place for me and my mom, does that state that I don't care about my mother? In what world do you think I don't care about my mother?
Tophia, like, the reason we say you don't care about your mom is because there's no action. You can say whatever you want to. You can say you're a millionaire. You can say you're going to be a prestigious business owner. You can say you're going to be a cover girl model, but there's no action behind any of the words you ever say. If you cared about your mom, you would figure out a way to go see her. Because when it came time to get them social security cards for the housing application shit, suddenly there was a way for y'all to see each other, right? Exactly. So this, like, your logic doesn't track, and you're just a huge hypocrite.
Hello? Are you okay? Somebody needs to get whacked upside the head because some of y'all really need to get knocked some sense because you really lack common sense. When I'm talking about people, I'm including my mother. I don't have to say, and my mom. That should be a given. Hello. I don't get it. What is crazy to me is that people be sitting here and be defending a large content creator that told me that they was going to beat me so badly that I needed a caregiver. Imagine if I said that to someone, I would be canceled. But you are literally sitting here defending a woman who said that they would beat me so badly that I would need a caregiver.
Well, you know, there's a hero and villain in every story. And you're the villain in your own story. So I'm not surprised people are siding with the ASMR chick. I think Karina. Yeah. Again, she's probably a lot more likable overall compared to you.
What in the world? I cannot fathom. I cannot imagine telling someone, I'm going to beat you so badly, you need a caregiver. What concerts have I been to? I haven't been to any concerts. The last concert I went to was the Jonas Brothers, which was last year. And how long ago was that? Literally sit here and be like, well, she's been to concerts. That was last year, and that was before October, I believe. And actually, I haven't been to any concerts. Try again. You want to bring up something else and say, well, you could do this and that. The place where my mom at is outside of Albuquerque. I had to talk to a supervisor because I got suspended. They're not going to let me on property. My mom cannot leave property because she already struggles enough as it is to get around. Then she would have to come to the house, and then we would have to struggle to get her back to get a bus. And by the time I take her all the way to where she needs to go to get the bus back to get a bed, then I'm going to miss my bus and not have any transportation back home. So what? You want me to sleep under a bridge?
Just a billion excuses. Just the battle pass is going crazy today.
Does not make sense, and then my mom's going to be worried because I had to sleep under a bridge, and I shouldn't have to explain anything because even when I explain something, people be like, well, that's an excuse. It may be an excuse to you, but with limited transportation, I don't know what to tell you. Gas prices is high as heck. Even for me to get a car, I don't think I would barely be able to afford to put.
Tophia, what the fuck does gas prices have to do with anything? You don't have a car. You could just use Uber or what's the other one? Lyft. Like, there are ways that you could get around. You didn't have any problem getting to the goddamn Hello Kitty cafe. You know, well, obviously things are on the rocks with Tophiachu now, but that whole time that y'all were talking, why didn't you ask her to give you a ride to go see your mom or to go talk to the supervisor at the very least? You're just full of excuses. You could have thrown her $5-10 for gas or something and made it happen. She seems like a relatively nice woman. Obviously, she's taken pity on your ass twice now. I'm sure she wouldn't have minded giving you a ride to see your mom after everything that's happened to you and your family if she was willing to take you to the goddamn Hello Kitty cafe. I'm just saying.
Gas in my gas tank. These things
you don't have a gas tank, girl. Shut up.
I'm not going out to these free events just to have a good time. I just want to hang out with people, and I'm having a hard time, and there's things going on, and I'm depressed. But God forbid, I barely even had money. I have a phone bill that I had to pay. What I got from Facebook paid me $11.28 on top of what.
Tophia, oh my God. And you really be bragging about having Facebook and Instagram as backups to your TikTok. You made $11 this month on Facebook, but you swear you don't want to go work for pennies. Like, you're insane. You're literally a crazy person. You should be right there with Tophiachu.
What I had for my phone bill, so I went and got me the 2 cheeseburger meal because I was hungry, and it was only $8, but it's so crazy. And then you said,
Tophia, like, again, just poor money management. You're telling me, you just told me that you only made $11 for the month from Facebook. Now, granted, you know, there's still Instagram and whatever she's getting off of the lives, which we know is only like $2 or $3 or whatever a day, or when she goes live, because she doesn't even go live every day anymore. Why would you spend 8 of the $11 on one meal? Just dumb. Like, you could have went and got, I don't know, a couple pounds of chicken or something. I don't know, some ground beef. Like, it's like, dude, you could, there's ways to stretch it out, man. And you wasted it basically all on one fucking meal. Just dumb.
Sit here and tell me to go work for a job where I'm going to make, I want to make millions. I want to be able to support all my family.
And that's the problem. It's like, of course, I mean, everybody wants to make millions, Tophia. If it would be nice, you know what I'm saying? If we could all just make millions. But you don't have, you already told us in the, I don't know if it was the last live or the one before that, you are not thinking about the future. You're not planning the future. How do you plan to make millions with, you have no roadmap? You have no plan of action. This is why you're just spinning your tires in sand and not going anywhere. Like, I really, and it's like you've been doing this essentially your whole life. And I would think it would click in your little pea brain, like, hey, what things are not working the way I want them to. Maybe I should change something. But no, still saying the same excuses on why you won't get a job. All right, man, whatever you say.
To be able to help my family pay off things that they're struggling to pay, to help my mom get a place to live, to help my friends and other people. That's really what I want to do. It's just so crazy. You know what I mean?
That's all Tophia really cares about. She just wants to be able to help her friends or love interests. So, and I feel like in her mind, she would be like, well, you owe me because I helped you with this and that. Like, I just feel like she's definitely one of those type of people.
I was like, they were driving through the camera. You know what I mean? I don't want to work for someone to make their money anymore. What? These corporations.
Anymore? What do you mean? Anymore? Tophia, shut your ass up. You've never done that. I mean, I guess you could say you were doing that with TikTok. But I mean, like, dude, if you're willing to do it for TikTok, but you won't do it for any other company, well, the the decisive factor is that actual, you know, regular jobs require a lot more effort than just sitting around your house making videos, especially the videos that you make. Like, come on.
Do not care about you. I don't know why you want to waste your time standing 8 hours a day to not even make a living wage. I would not be able to even afford car insurance, much less, let alone a car. And then to go stand for 8 hours and get a bus every day, you like public.
Tophia, you're just dumb. I mean, I was going to say willfully ignorant, but like, no, you're just dumb. Because it's like, you realize, like, probably, I don't know, I'm just going to make up some numbers, guys, so don't quote me, but probably like 80-90% of people work regular jobs and they're able to afford all this shit that you want. Some might be lower income, some might be higher income, but majority of people just work regular jobs and they're getting by just fine.
Transportation? No, thank you. I would rather make money and live financially stable to the point where I don't have to worry. I can get a car, I can pay my gas, I can do this. Some people. The question is how? How?
again, like I said earlier, like you say things, but what is the actions that are going to lead you to this outcome that you want? Again, you're trying to bypass the critical step of work, which virtually everyone has had to do. Now, granted, of course, there's a few billionaires and millionaires that got rich off of mommy and daddy's money or some type of inheritance, whatever. But there's a lot of self-made millionaires as well. And guess what they did? They worked regular jobs, stocked up capital one way or another, and then rolled it into their own business and grew it. That's the sequence of steps. You're just skipping you're skipping multiple steps out of the equation. It's like you want to go from step 0, because it's like you haven't even done step 1. You want to go from step 0 to like 5 without putting in any type of effort. It's just dumb. The logic is stupid as hell.
Like, and there's a lot of people with cash apps in their bio because they can't even afford nothing. They can't even get a job. My brother was struggling to get a job. And here, it is true. Someone said that it's very cliquey here, that if you know people, then you can get a job. To say, oh, you can't even get a job at McDonald's. Some people can't even get a job at McDonald's. McDonald's does not hire anybody that just walks to the door and says, we're going to hire you. That's not.
Hey, you know who does hire just about anybody? Amazon. They'll hire any fucking body. I'm sure there's probably one somewhere around there.
How it works. You can not get a job at McDonald's, or it doesn't even matter. Me aside, take me out of the job, right? If you're going to say, oh, because of your actions and all that, right? Somebody else can get denied McDonald's. They're not automatically hired at McDonald's. Like, no, and I can't do OF because I don't have a place to do OF.
Oh my God.
I don't have privacy in place. I don't want to do that. I already know what's going to happen. I'm not going to end up like a Shardy Bay where people leaked my stuff from OF because they took her stuff from OF and they put it on the internet like they did Leslie. I don't want, and it's okay if people are comfortable posting that of themselves. For me, I'm not comfortable sharing myself like that. You gotta be careful.
God.
I'm not
Jesus
comfortable.
Christ.
I'm not bashing anyone who does it, but I know my stuff would get leaked everywhere. That wouldn't stay on OF even though it's supposed to, and it's against the law if you leak someone's OF stuff. Shardy Bay is, well, technically, okay, to me, spending money frivolously, but you have to understand she's doing these club events. She's hosting club events and getting paid. Mind you, that's like thousands of dollars.
Exactly, Tophia. Like, you always talking about people pocket watching. Who are you to say she's spending her money frivolously? Like, that is insane coming from the person that got paid $11 last month and is currently in a homeless shelter. And you have the nerve to talk down on someone that is making, as you said, thousands of dollars per event that they're doing. Because what? Because they spend a shit ton of money on their rent for housing. Dude, if there's one expense that I'm willing to spend a shit ton of money on, it's my housing. Like, I'm not a super materialistic person myself. I don't really care too much for designer brands or jewelry, anything like that. I'm a tech guy. I really like building my own PCs. I do spend quite a bit of money on technology, but outside of that, the only other thing I really care about is where I live. I don't even care that much about my car, honestly. But it's just, this is like just a crazy take from someone in her situation to say someone else is spending their money unwisely when she spent 80% of the $11 she made last month on one meal at McDonald's. Just crazy work.
And mind you, she's slowly killing herself doing these club events. She's supposed to stop drinking because of her health problems. She's going to these events, getting blacked out drunk, and then harming her health for that. And it doesn't even matter. She blew money like nobody's business. $10,000 a month for rent is outrageous. You could have put that money towards a house. You could have bought a house, moved out of LA. LA is expensive. California is very expensive. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter if she's rich. The path that she's headed towards, I'm sorry, but I'm telling you.
What, the path she's headed towards? What is it going to lead to where you're at right now? Shut up. You sound fucking ridiculous, man.
I'm telling you, Watch. She's gonna come on the internet and say she blew all of her money. She's not getting brand deals like she used to. She has no money. Then she's gonna end up back where she was, couch surfing from one place to another, end up having to go back home to live with her mom. And this is not bashing. This is what these influencers, content creators do. They go through all their money buying this stuff because they got the money, and they think, oh, they're always going to come into these brand deals, and then when they don't, they're screwed.
The projection is unreal right now, because you were literally just saying earlier about how you have a job, which I'm assuming you mean TikTok, even though you've got kicked out of the creator program, which is the main source. If you're on TikTok, that's typically the main source of income for most people on TikTok. I would say shop would probably be second up, or live donations. We know you you don't do TikTok shop because no one is buying anything that you fucking recommend. And then you've already told us out of your own mouth that you only make like $3 to $5 a day going live. So no, you don't have a job. And then you have the nerve to mention brand deals while you're still banking on this Temu deal that has been well over 6-7 months at this point, and you still haven't gotten paid. What the fuck are you talking about?
Influencer did that. She bought $10,000 bags. She was blowing her money, and then she said, no, I don't have no money, because you threw it at all this expensive stuff. People need to learn how to manage their money correctly, right? Me, I had a dad that thought I was Bank of America. So anytime he got this business idea in his eyes, or he saw me as Bank of America, what would he do? Ask me for money and tell me, can you pay for this website so I can start this business? And this website would be like $400. Mind you, most of my money went to bills because I had to pay.
That example she just gave, like, you could have just said no. You know, how about that? You could have just said no, for one. Two, she makes it seem like that was a reoccurring thing, which I highly doubt. If you did give him $400 for some website, that was a one-off thing. That was a one-time thing that happened. It's not like this was every other month he's asking for hundreds of dollars for some business idea. And if you kept giving it to him, then that's just that's your own fucking fault. At that point, take accountability. Like, come on, Toph. And whatever she's about to say next, I can just guarantee it's going to be stupid.
To keep the internet on when I had internet, right? That's literally where my money went, actually. To bills. Otherwise, that's where
the internet
most of it went. It was, I don't know, it's not financial abuse, because that is someone who has money that abuses you, I guess. I don't know. Anyways.
Wow.
That was my dad. And to be honest with you, all of the money that I made, because I made over like 20K, something like that. I could have bought a car, but it went to bills. I made $3,000 the year I was living, or that year I was living in the car when I was homeless. The same car we were living in.
Bruh. Oh my fucking God, Tophia. So let's just unpack those last 10 seconds or so. For one, she said she made $20,000. We know that was over a 3 to 4 year period of time. Those were her words on a live from long ago. So I'm sorry, Tophia, like $20,000 over 4 years, that is nothing to brag about. That is $5,000 a year. There are probably middle schoolers that like mow lawns that make more than that. Like, what are we talking about? And then you said you made $3,000 the year that y'all were living in the car. $3,000 for the entire year is insane at your age. You could have literally, that's less, you're averaging less than $300 a month. That is fucking crazy, Tophia. Go work literally any full-time job. You could like 10x the money that you would have been making. Just, again, like, it all just comes down to her being lazy, because there's no way someone hasn't explained the math, whether that be her brother, the counselor, the people at the shelter, Tophiachu, like someone has had to explain the fucking math that she would be making way more money. She's just choosing not to.
And I was trying to get an RV, but people wanted $5,000 for an RV. They wanted $15,000, and some of them wanted $2,000, but they were scams. There was so much RV scams, it's not even crazy. It's not even funny. I'm gonna tell you, just exactly how it is. Hey, I'm back, guys. Anyways, to me, it's just so crazy. Imagine sitting here and judging someone and being a Christian. If you're Christian, you're not supposed to judge,
oh
right?
My
so
God.
why are you judging?
Are we really getting back on this fucking shit again? Like, if you don't like it, Tophia, why don't you just leave the shelter? How about that? It like that would make it everything just so much easier, right?
You know what I mean? Sorry guys, I left and then now I'm back. That's why, because I left the app. So it's just crazy. I didn't throw a cat against the wall. That was my brother's ex. That was not me. My brother's ex did that to her ex Wilbur. No, I didn't. That was my brother's ex Wilbur. Her ex Wilbur. She.
Toph, you might have not thrown the cat up against a wall, but you definitely threw the cat. Like, I don't know why you're still trying to deny something that there's like video evidence of. It has been clipped like hundreds, if not thousands of times. Just makes yourself seem stupid.
He did that to his cat. You can ask Space Kid, and Space Kid will tell you. But you know what? My brother was getting ready for work, mind you, while he was barricading himself in the apartment. My brother didn't have no choice. He still had to he had to leave for work. And my dad had just shut the door on the police. We were having a whole situation and my brother still had to go to work. Hello, he had work. There was nothing he could do. So then they told us that we had to leave when he left for work, and it was last minute because my brother was already going out the door. And we didn't, I left in my pajamas, mind you. I didn't have no clothes. I didn't plan pack anything. I left my credit card there. I left my ID, all of my important valuables. The only thing I took with me was my phone. I didn't even have a charger, mind you. It wasn't planned. My brother was already out the door, and they're telling.
Well, no shit, Tophia. Like, the cops aren't going to tell you they're about to raid your fucking apartment. You know, if your dad would just complied, then, you know, all that shit would have happened as far as like the door getting kicked off the hinges or whatever the fuck.
Telling us we had to leave with him. I have to follow the police orders. So I left. We were under the impression we were going to go back into our apartment when they let us in. We were under the impression we were going to be let back in. Then they said, no, you got to find a place to go. Do you have family members? And we were like, no. So then they're trying to find us a hotel, motel, which they found one. But then he said, you had to pay for a room. And I'm like, well, I can't. My credit card's in there. Because he's barricaded, they couldn't let us back in. They said, well, technically we can't let you back in because he could do something, could happen. And then he tells me, you're not leaving. And then if I go back in there, then I won't be able to be let out. And then I'm in there. It's that whole thing. So I had to be careful. And then
what?
So that whole
what do you mean if you go back in, you can't get back out? Like, what are you talking about? I just be saying shit, whatever.
whole thing happened. So then because of that, I couldn't go back in there. And then they waited till we left because they said, oh, we told them not to raid the place because we said we can't have that. We'll get kicked out. They raided the place. They literally busted our doors down. They damaged our whole apartment.
Well, Tophia, like, if the cops are coming to get your dad, you can't just tell them like, hey, could you not raid it? Like, either your dad complies or they're going fucking in. Like, it's one or the other. Like, what did you think this was? Like, did you think the cops were just going to wait outside until Tophiachu decides to leave the apartment? Fucking dumb, bro.
They did all of that. And people don't understand because I shouldn't have to explain things. I had to follow the police orders and it was last minute. Mind you, Anna was in there also in the closet. My dad didn't know because he does not like rodent. And my brother got, and I was like, why would you? But that's my brother's choice, right? He took care of his, it was a gerbil or hamster. I can't remember. I don't know if you guys remember Anna. I held her one time on live. But anyways, it was that whole thing of, and I'm trying to hang on as I can, but when something happens, and it's all these things, and I'm like, well, why do I want to exist in a world where nothing good is happening, and I don't really do anything, and social media just loves to applaud themselves and slap themselves on the back when.
Well, yeah, nothing good is happening for you because, well, you don't do shit, you know. Some of the most enjoyable moments in life come from effort, achieving things, you know, but you can't do that if you don't put effort into anything, Tophia.
Whenever they cause someone problems and they think it's all fun and games, how would you like it if someone ruined your friendships and then laughed about it, right? You wouldn't like it if you faced the same torment I did everywhere you go and people caused you to be isolated. That's not funny, right? I'm trying to do the best that I can, but sometimes I think I'm just better off being with my brother, and you wouldn't harm myself. My
Oh,
mom
wow.
says
Here we
I'm
go.
all she has, and she worries about me, and I don't want her to worry because she has high blood pressure. But sometimes she freaks out, and people don't really understand what they do to people's mental. Words hurt, and to tell people, well, you didn't care. I didn't plan. If I would have planned that, my dog would have not been there. We were under the impression we could go back into our apartment. They were going to get him out. No. So then they left. They took us to this shelter because we didn't want to go to the west side. We heard the west side was bad. So then they took us to this other shelter they found because this motel room was charging us. They said, we have a room, but you have to pay for it. And they were like, well, you can't help them? No, they got to pay. I didn't have my credit card. It was in there. I was not expecting to go stay at a shelter for as long as we did because we couldn't go back in because of the tear gas. And then my brother said, well, we have to clean up and we have to wait for the tear gas to clear. You guys can't come back. Finally, my mom said, enough. I'm fed up. You need to come get us. We can't be here anymore. I was in my clothes for I don't know how many days until we were lucky enough to get some clothes from the shelter. I was in my pajamas. I literally was in the same clothes. I had these Mario pajamas because I didn't have time to just go grab my clothes.
A, that's disgusting as fuck. Tophia, why would you share that with the internet? B, like, dude, like, y'all are just like some of the most unprepared, non-money having ass people ever. Like, I mean, you had Cash App and PayPal. Like, could you not just go to like the bank and withdraw some money? Just because you don't have your debit card, you could have went to the bank and withdrew your money. Something like 3 adults, by the way, 3 adults. Y'all can figure out a way to get some like fresh clothes in the meantime. Just, it's like y'all cannot do anything right. Everything y'all do is a disaster. And you have the nerve to point at the world and say it's the world's fault.
You know what I mean? I didn't have time to plan anything. So for people to say, well, you left, I would have never left my dog to get tear gas had I had known. I didn't even know we were being tear gassed. How am I supposed to know? I wasn't there when they raided our apartment. We left and then they raided our apartment. They waited till we left because they knew we was not going to allow that. That's why.
What? So then y'all all would have went to fucking jail. What do you mean you wouldn't have allowed that? Just dumb. Like the entitlement and ego is just, it's at an all-time high. Like, this is crazy.
Why they waited till we left, because the wonderful police never do what was, and this is why we were wrongfully evicted. Because, mind you, the office never fixed that. They left it broken open. Mind you, they never cleaned the apartment either. Tear gas sticks, and even tear gas sticks, if you don't deep clean the apartment, it's going to stay stuck like that.
Well, shit, if I was the landlord and y'all came back and were still living there, I wouldn't have cleaned the tear gas. You and your family would have needed to pay for that. Like, okay, replacing the door, sure. But no, y'all need to pay for the deep cleaning of the tear gas and all that shit. You and your problematic family keep just causing incidents. But yeah, it's the apartment's fault. Okay.
Whoever lives there, for how many years they're living there now, they probably have upper respiratory problems. So someone's going to get sick. We called a place that said they would do it for free, and they said they would deep clean our apartment. Then they told us that the office denied them. They said we got denied by the office. Word. They told us no.
Really?
So to literally sit here and then say I left my dog to get tear gas is crazy, because I would have never left my dog. I didn't have a choice. I had to rush because my brother was in a hurry. He had to go to work. I couldn't tell him wait, because we were under the impression that they were going to just get him out like they've done before. They've been able to talk him into going in and getting help. And mind you, this all started because he threatened the guy that was giving his shots. That's literally what it was. We didn't know.
Wow.
We were under the impression the guy was supposed to show up to give him a shot. My mom's like, I wonder why he hasn't shown up. That's why, because he got a threat and then he just didn't show up. That's literally what happens.
And like, again, like, why didn't Marie call and find out? Like, y'all find out weeks, months later, because like nobody in this family is proactive whatsoever. Like, the only person that shows even like the slightest trace of trying to do something is Brotherchu, which is fucking ridiculous.
Well, you can say I'm an animal abuser all you want, but I'm not. I know what I am, and I'm definitely not an animal abuser. And if that's the case, then why didn't you take in her pets? You know what? I would love for you, whenever Angie gets a pet that she can't have, which I don't know why she has, I don't know, she still has that puppy that with her fiance years ago that she got. Why don't you take in her pets? I should have gave you all of her pets and then you figure out what to do with them, right? Because why is this girl getting all these animals? She knows her parents didn't let her have her cats in the first place. She got kicked out because she wasn't taking care of her cats, right? That's why she was living with us, because she couldn't have her cats because she wasn't taking care of them. So what in her right mind made her think to get more pets that she wasn't going to take care of, that we ended up having to take in, and then later on help finding homes for these pets because we couldn't take care of the pets? Because
exactly, that's the whole thing. Like, at any time y'all could have said no. Like, are you well, we already know the answer to that. Just dumb. Like, y'all could have said fucking no. And if she brought more pets, be like, fuck no, they can't come in. Put her ass out. Brother Chu gets mad about it. Oh, fucking well. You can leave with her. Like, no one has a backbone in this family besides Tophiachu, and he's fucking crazy.
Because we had Hershey. And these are puppies that need to be trained to use a restroom. How are we going to take the dog out to train to use the restroom when we're trying to pack because we're being evicted? And we're on a deadline that we have to be out. Be for real. You really don't care about animal abuse, because if you did, you would be saying something to Leslie, whose dog died because they didn't want to take it to the vet because they didn't want it to die. So they let it suffer because...
Girl, all this whataboutism, I don't know. I don't watch Leslie. I don't care what she has going on. If that happened, that's tragic. We watch you. Like, stop the whataboutism.
Because her grandma could not be without the dog. So the grandma let the dog suffer instead of taking it to the vet. If you don't know anything about Chihuahuas, then I don't know. Chihuahuas are aggressive dogs, and they love to act like they're big and tough when they're little. Their little dogs they can beat up bigger dogs. And it's not the type of aggression where it's like the difference in aggressions. Let's be for real, right? To say, like, there was this one video, and I always it's the video that went viral where there were power of Christ compels you to the Chihuahua and he starts growling and being vicious. That's literally the whole thing.
Wow.
That's literally, you know what I mean?
You use TikTok as a reference for everything, and it just makes you look so stupid. Jesus Christ.
Eating through here, that's crazy. It has nothing to do with that. My dog was aggressive, and my dog got more aggressive because they kept sending people to the door. And when you keep sending people to the door, that's what happens. And it wasn't because he attacked me because she didn't like me. He attacked everybody. It wasn't just me. He attacked my mom sometimes. He attacked my brother sometimes. He attacked my dad sometimes. And it wasn't like, and yes, of course, that there were ways to...
Yeah, Tophia, that's not normal. Even for Chihuahuas. Like, no. The dog should not be attacking its own family. That's crazy. So what you're telling us is that no, you did neglect and probably abuse Hershey as well, because the fact that she would attack everyone in this house periodically, that is a red flag.
To like that, but when you keep sending people to the door, what do you think is going to happen, right? See, and she would use the restroom outside. We would go take her. She could use the restroom outside, but we had pee pads because she would use the restroom inside, because sometimes she couldn't always go outside. And I don't have to explain why my dog always can't go outside to use the restroom. Why do I have to keep over explaining myself? It's so crazy. My mom is not going to die soon. So some of you guys really get mad because it doesn't fit your narrative. And when I explain myself, you get so mad that I explain myself well. It doesn't fit your narrative.
Do you?
That's what...
You do not explain yourself well, Tophia. Like, it's your explanations be so convoluted and all over the place. It's hard to even remember what the initial point was that you're trying to make half the time.
You don't like, because when I show receipts and stuff, then you get mad. No, so then when I prove
you never show receipts,
what you guys say is not true, why does that make you mad? If I'm not a predator, if I'm not all of this, and I've shown proof, then why are you so mad at the fact that I proved it's not true? Because it doesn't fit your narrative. That's why people get mad. How is it making up excuses if I've showed receipts? That doesn't make any sense. You do know that there are people that have dogs with disabilities that can't go out and use the restroom. That's why they use dog pads. You do know.
But you've never said Hershey has a disability. So, like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
That, right? It's so crazy to say, oh, that's an excuse. How is that an excuse when people actually have dogs that have to use the restroom inside? It doesn't make any sense. That is far from an excuse. If it was your favorite content creator and their dog was disabled and they had to go use the restroom inside because they had a disability, you wouldn't be saying animal abuse, and you wouldn't be saying that's an excuse. You know that, right? You would just be okay with it. Let's be for real. Some of you guys are just literally finding any reason to complain, and then what? You're gonna say, well, what did you say about Mexicans? Then you bring up something else. Bruh.
Wow, we're in a time machine. Jesus Christ.
Oh, then what about no one said my dog was disabled. I just explained about chugs. They cannot smell other dogs' contaminated poop. And I said when we took my dog outside, my dog did use the restroom, but we also had pee pads for my dog to go on the pee pads because she knew where to go to the restroom. Hello? She couldn't always go outside. I don't know how many times I had to explain it. Jesus Christ.
Tophia, that doesn't make any sense. Because for one, you just lied or contradicted what you said in Aunt Karen's live all those years ago, because you said she wouldn't go pee outside, but you just said she would pee outside. But we couldn't always take her outside. There, you know, and then you don't want to explain why. Well, why the fuck couldn't you? There's literally 3 people in the house that don't work. Papachu, Mamachu, and yourself. There's always someone at home, essentially, to take the dog out. So, like, again, the logic is not logicking.
Oh, something's going on. Someone's running, it looked like, but maybe they were running to go back inside, but I left because there was some guy. He was swinging like this metal thing, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of scary. It's my PTSD. It's better to be safe than sorry. Yeah,
I guess.
He was just like, you gotta be careful. But you know what I mean?
I don't.
It's things like that. People just literally sit here and then they'll bring up something else. I'm not gonna sit here and keep defending myself and keep explaining myself. Enough is enough. I was sitting there and then I saw that. I guess I better go with time. I had too much going on. I'm not gonna let TikTok controller take my life anymore. Take over my life, you know what I mean? Not take my life, but control my life. I'm taking back my life. You know what I mean? Sorry, it froze.
Oh my God, girl.
Tripod. But it's just so crazy to me. You find something else. If you don't complain about one thing, then you'll find something else to complain about. And it's just hella crazy. Do you ever get bored? Do you ever get tired? It's weird. Because then not only that, you just find something else and then you move on to something else.
Well, you could ignore it. You could not address it, dumbass.
But they will. I already know that. No one brought them up, but I know that's what they're going to bring up. I'm not dumb. They bring up animal abuse and they say, oh, well, didn't you say this about Mexicans? And then they say, oh, well, and then they bring up something else. And then next thing, then they're like, oh, well, didn't you say this? And then it's just like a recycled, rehashed thing. They do that all the time. You know what I mean? If it's not one thing, it's another. The whole truck incident, right? Let's talk about the truck incident. That was their intent. Imagine if I did that. Let's put me in that position.
Tophia, shut up. Shut up. You rarely even go outside as it is. It was getting dark, I'm assuming. They probably just didn't notice you. Or if they did, who knows? Maybe they thought you were Sasquatch. But like, no, or maybe you were just walking slow. Did you ever think about that? Maybe they were waiting for you. They was like, bro, she's fucking moving slow, man. I'm about to just start whipping this shit. Come on.
Let's say I saw a pedestrian crossing the street and I sped up. I just said, let me mash the gas, knowing that I see a pedestrian crossing the street. And I hit that pedestrian, right? And the cops come and I say, well, it's not my fault. I didn't see them, but I clearly saw them. And I clearly hit my gas because I saw them. That was their intent. I don't care if people are like, well, they're not from social media. So maybe they might have not been from social media, but their intent was to kill me.
Tophia, if their intent was to kill you, I feel like there would have been more to the story. It's like, because like I listened to the part where she supposedly almost got hit. You don't hear a car speeding up or like rushing, like, you know how you can hear like the wind rushing past or something. Like, you don't hear none of that. The person didn't honk at you. You don't hear the engine accelerate hard, tires squeal, nothing. This is just a baseless statement she's making to try to drum up more sympathy. Oh, woe is me. Somebody was trying to take me out last night, guys. Like, if they really wanted to take you out, they could have stopped the truck after they missed. Like, just shut up. God damn.
It does not make sense. You're using your car as a weapon. If you're trying to hit someone with your car, are you trying to hit them because you want them to live? make that make sense? You're not trying to hit someone with your car because you want them to live. To sit here and try to gaslight me is crazy. All I did was try to cross the street. I had the right of way. It said I could cross. Yes, they can turn as well too, but they saw me crossing the street and they proceeded to mash their gas pedal, right? They mashed the gas and literally turned quickly. Their intent was to hit me. Then they sped off. They didn't even stop to see if I was okay, because if that wasn't their intent, they would have stopped.
Tophia, you didn't even sound phased when it happened. What are you talking about? Is this like a retro a retro reaction? Like now you're all up in arms and worried about it? Like, dude, you seemed unfazed when it happened, which tells me that no, they probably weren't even close to you. If anything, you were probably waddling your fucking way across the street and they got tired of waiting for your ass. That's what it sounds like to me.
He said, "Are you okay? We're sorry. We didn't see you." I was not in all black either.
They didn't hit you. They didn't hit you. Why would they stop to ask you if you're okay? Like, perpetual victim, man.
You can't tell me that you didn't see me because I was not in all black. Weirdos to literally try to gaslight me and tell me that what I said is not true, that I'm reaching.
It's not.
If I did that to someone, y'all wouldn't be sitting here saying that. You would be saying that my intent was to hit that person. If it was me, let's be all the way for real. That was their intent, and they sped off. If it wasn't, they would have literally, and I even threw up my arms. You can't mean to tell me they wasn't looking back. Hello, they would have stopped and said, "Are you okay?" No, that's weird. No, I cannot fight against a car. That does not make sense. How am I going to protect myself against a car? A literal
walk faster.
If a car's coming at you as fast as that truck was, there's no way. Not even with a weapon, unless you had a license to carry. Maybe if you just started pewing at the car, maybe.
See, Tophia, this is exactly why you do not need to own any weapons ever in your life. Like, what are you saying right now? Like, what am I hearing? This is just ridiculous.
They'll get scared. But the thing is for me, because I can't carry anyways. Where I'm at, I can't have that. And also because I don't want to carry that anyways. But that was the whole intent. That was literally the intent. And to tell me it wasn't is crazy. Imagine trying to ram me with your truck. That is insane. How am I going to fight myself against the truck? That's a truck. Especially at the speed that it was coming at. And I'm supposed to be cool, calm, and collected. No, I got...
Tophia, you made it sound like they were turning at the intersection where you were crossing the street. I mean, they couldn't have been going that fucking fast, man. You were probably just going extremely slow.
PTSD. Why do you like to re-trigger people and cause people trauma? And then tell them they're not supposed to freak out. Oh, why are you freaking out? Why are you panicking? I literally just had a large content creator that does ASMR tell me that they were going to beat me so badly that I needed a caregiver, and everyone applauds that. That is so weird to justify saying that to someone. If I would have said that to her, you would have come at me. You wouldn't have been defending that. That to me is so weird. I could have reported that to her local police. And if she thinks she's getting away with that, she's not, because I'm still going to take action.
Sure.
That's weird. If you literally go look it up, you can find it. I literally posted it on my page because this is a list of people to unfollow that are Trump supporters. And in the list it says Karuna Santori. She's on the list of people to unfollow that is Trump supporters. Yep. There's so much stuff on her. There's even a whole Reddit page that people said she's a horrible person. She's a racist, by the way. She's racist, she's transphobic, and she's a Trump supporter. And if you don't believe me, you can go look it up yourself.
This is a lot of allegations, Tophia. I'm just saying. Don't fuck around and get hit with a defamation case. Be crazy work.
Gotta get going. Anyways, guys, have a good day or night where you guys are. We'll see you guys later.
Goodbye. Well, yeah, just more typical nonsense from Tophia. I did cut out a decent chunk of this. She stuck around on the dog shit entirely too long. It's like, I don't care. All of that's so old. But yeah, hope you guys are having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. And if you're off on Monday, hope you enjoy the extra time off. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Would highly appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and jump up out of here. Y'all all be safe, be kind to each other, and I'll see you all very soon.